Audio Jungle. Audio
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome you to yet another edition of our podcast. This is episode 91 of the VWU Sports Podcast. We got 9 more to go before we hit the golden 100. Welcome to another edition of our podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this evening. I am C. Carter. Joining beside me is Brandon. Also joining me is Jose. Cody, and sliding in just as we was opening up the door, Pedro.
Oi.
And stand us and for the people in the bar, you may want to run because there's a savage coming.
Well, I think that's saying that too soon. We'll worry about that when that comes.
No, we'll worry about the savage later, all right? And if that ever happens, I'm throwing Brandon and Cody in the limelight. Anyways.
Fuck you!
Whoa, easy, gentlemen.
Under the bus.
Easy, gentlemen, easy. Now, our buddy Jacob, I think he probably might be at work this evening, so hopefully we hope to have him if he's able to get to the show. But let's go ahead and start with let's go ahead and start with the NFL, fellas, because today is the day which not many players are looking forward to. It's the day in which the NFL has to start trimming down that roster to get down to 53.
Yep, today was the deadline for the 53-man roster, courtesy of Ian Rappaport. And I believe all teams have done that.
Pretty much.
We'll go over them. We'll go over them sooner rather than later, honestly, okay?
Mm-hmm. Now, let me also bring up that the good news, there's some bad news and some good news coming from the Bills. First of all, Von Miller is going to be on the PUP list. I think he's still recovering from the injury that he suffered last season. Ooh. So I think he's going to be out at least for the first 4 games. The good news is Damar Hamlin's feel-good story is going to continue, because he made the roster.
There's some people that are on the do not report list or injury reserved.
Now,
we'll get to that later.
I know San Fran have 4, including Zane Gonzalez.
There was also a trade. There's also been some trades that took place over the past couple of weeks.
Yes.
First and foremost,
I do want to. Sorry about that, Carter. Go ahead.
Excuse me for a second, because, ladies and gentlemen, and Cody, you probably might want to get ready to head for the hills, because blowing into our door.
Yeah.
No. Here we go.
Here it goes.
Jamal, just fucking go ahead, you piece of shit.
How are y'all gentlemen doing this evening? I'm
good, Jamal. How about you?
We're existing. The thing in the parentheses, says it all.
Well, let's go on ahead and bust open the first can of worms.
Oh God.
Hey Cody, how's Jonathan Taylor?
I do not like this. I do not like this better than anyone. I don't.
It's fucking bad.
Your owner doesn't know when to maybe shut up. That's not your fault. I will at least give you that. It's not your fault. But golly, your team does look like a massive shit show right now. Because some of the other running backs have already got their money. And your team just does not want to pay JT. And he didn't even get traded. So he's not playing for the couple of games. Guess what that means?
Let me interrupt for a second, Jamal, because on that story, this is from ESPN. The Colts did not trade Jonathan Taylor. They couldn't find someone that's going to be willing to paid what the Colts were asking for. So Taylor is going to stay on the physically unable to perform list.
Jim Irsay, what the fuck is wrong with you, you old ass bastard?
Making him ineligible to play in at least the first 4 games of the season.
Which in that case means Anthony Richardson is going to be without one of the top pieces of that Colts offense. Which means to me,
it's two things. Either he completely flops, or he has arguably one of the better rookie QB seasons of all time. Nothing in the middle.
I tell you what, all I gotta say is this, and give me the floor for a second. I gotta say is this: Irsay has his problems. Some say he cannot win until they see the QB. He gets the sickest wiener in.
Oh my god!
No. It says a lot that Jim Irsay would much rather pay for a fat whale than pay Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, that story. That's hilarious.
I think that one of the things which we have to consider, and this is bad news for what's going on for Indianapolis, because, many people was questioning what are the Colts doing? Because the last thing you want for the rookie quarterback to go through is so much pressure. And now that you basically, bench Jonathan Taylor for the first 4 games of the season, that's not going to be pretty. You talk about boatload of pressure on that young QB, it's not going to end well.
I have an unfortunate surprise.
You have a shotgun.
I'm going to go on ahead and do Cody a massive favor. The Colts are 4th in the division right now. Because I think the Texans might smoke their pack. And I think Tennessee might do the same.
No.
Tennessee beating Indy this year?
Here's the difference. Yeah. Who has a running back? Tennessee or Indianapolis?
I know Tennessee have Henry, but the thing is that they also just look like they're going to fucking send out the tanks this year as well.
Yeah.
I still would bet the football yard on Tennessee over Indianapolis at this immediate moment.
Come on, you sure?
You have no running back.
Guess
and
what the Patriots did?
They signed Nick Folk. But let me remind you all of something. Nick Folk has a kicking average of over 85% over the past 3 seasons. Usually meaning he's not missing a kick.
No,
so even if he misses a kick, you don't need him to miss a kick to beat the sorry ass Indianapolis Colts that can't pay their running back to save their lives.
Here's the problem with Nick Folk. I'm gonna put it right now. Here's the problem with Nick Folk, Jamal. When the lights are the brightest, that son of a bitch cannot clutch a kick when it matters the most.
Here's my counter argument. He was more accurate than Justin Tucker and scored more fantasy points than Justin Tucker.
Let me interrupt, gentlemen, because these are the first 4 teams the Colts are playing against this upcoming season. The first 4 games: Jaguars, Texans,
they're getting smashed.
Ravens, and the Rams.
Hey, Cody.
So one of those 4 is winnable in my opinion, and that literally depends on one rookie for Indy, and that's Alex Pierce in my eyes. That kid is very interesting.
What's the Colts beat the Ravens?
Okay. The reson why I say
I'm gonna enjoy. I'm gonna enjoy.
If he shows up like immediately, he's arguably their best deep threat off the back, and we already see what a quarterback and 2 great receivers can already do. Even if they have a
I am not going to give him that much hope, because when considering you're dealing with one of the best defensive teams in the NFL in Baltimore, this could either go back.
Let me interrupt again. Hold on, Pedro. Let me interrupt again, because the next best opportunity for the Colts to trade away Jonathan Taylor, it might come before the NFL's trade deadline on Halloween. And if there is no deal by then, the Colts could use the franchise tag on him and try to trade him again the next offseason. But This is not going to be pretty. This is not looking
Stay
pretty.
tuned on episode 100 for Jonathan Terror News.
Yeah, this is not looking good for your ponies.
Here's the
Next
thing.
episode,
It's
60
not
minutes.
looking good for, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Or yesterday, WWE decided to partner with the NFL.
Okay, no one freaking cares. All right, let's move on now. Okay,
I
you
think
want to
that
talk
also.
about?
Hold on, Jose. Let me also bring this up because what's going on is easy and simple, and we've seen so many teams doing this. They're throwing their rookie QB to the fire, literally, because the Texans are starting CJ Strong. And
DJ Stroud.
Thank you,
my friend.
Thank you. Now, and the Panthers are starting Bryce Young. So
yes,
I
so
think
let
Young
me
will be
add-
better than Stroud this first year. I
Now-
think he will be. In my eyes.
Now, maybe it's me. Probably it's just me. But I think that you probably might, don't start him so quick. But, then again.
Here's the problem.
These teams is that these lower end teams have so many holes in their team already that they need like a rookie quarterback to immediately produce to even have a shot of like creating enough buzz to get them free agents.
Who else do they have, Carter? Realistically, who else do they have?
And then that's another argument.
I will concede. Some of these teams, I will concede.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not like the Bucks are getting any better.
Well,
hell, I could act. This is a funny thing. I think this may be kind of a hot take. If Bryce Young is actually as advertised, Carolina may straight up just win this division.
I have them winning the division irregardless.
Like,
I think they have a good chance.
Yeah,
outside of the Saints.
I'll say the Falcons. Realistically, they're chokers, yes, but that team is arguably on paper the best one in the division. If you look outside of quarterback,
they also have a tendency to embarrass themselves for no reason.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
if they just play off the legs of their running back, specifically one Bijan Robinson, they should win the games they're supposed to and lose the ones they're supposed to.
Well, this one's gonna make Jamal happy because there's gonna be someone who may join the Ravens practice squad. Laquan Treadwell.
Who?
Veteran wide receiver.
That's a who moment right there. Yeah, no, I think he was a former Minnesota Vikings player.
Because
I'm
saying who.
I mean, that sounds good, no? He can go on the practice squad along with Melvin Gordon. Wait a minute.
This is for me and Rappaport.
He can go on the practice squad.
And this is something I saw. For Kansas City, Chris Jones was placed on the did not report list. That means he didn't show up.
And then Kenyon Green is done. His season's over.
Unfortunate.
Hey, look, it is tough. Sometimes shit happens, and unfortunately, your season gets cut short.
You always talking about Melvin Gordon. He got cut.
Again, are you really surprised?
No.
If Melvin Gordon, if I dropped my balls as hard as Melvin Gordon does, I'd probably have a lot more testosterone in my body.
Not to mention you'll be singing soprano by yourself. I think that I hate what's happening to him because injury is taking its toll and he is getting older. And as we often state numerous times lately, running backs don't last too long in this league.
It doesn't.
They're the most abused position. They're the most abused position, sadly.
It doesn't help their case that one, mobile QBs are a thing. They're going to take away from you no matter what, and there's not much they can do about it. What are you going to do? Tell the QB to stop running the ball? Yeah, that's going to totally work out when the QB is considered more valuable than you are.
Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna have to realize this. The NFL is pretty much pass happy now, especially you got Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. By the way, those two quarterbacks I just mentioned were the first two picks in our fantasy draft over the weekend. But
chaos has ensued after that.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. And of course, we can't forget about Lamar Jackson. So I mean,
it's like a light switch.
I think
Lamar, I think is gonna have a bounce back year this year, with especially that rejuvenated room at the wideout position. Mark Andrews is out for the first week, or questionable, but I think that specifically their pick of Jordan, I think it was either them or Minnesota who got Addison. I believe Minnesota. Yeah, it was Addison, Jamal, that you guys got.
Addison went to Minnesota.
Okay, then
we got Zay Flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah.
Flowers is I feel
let
like
me also bring up, as way as watching along. You gotta look at these dual threat QBs. That's how kind of running backs don't last too long. Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. That's how come the running back position is pretty much is going to wear the dodo bird. Which is unfortunate.
The league is adapting to a new era, and the running back can't really change alongside it, sadly.
There's so many things that the defense can do to a quarterback before they get flagged for some BS penalty. I'm just gonna put it that way to you.
Look, we don't need to talk about the screw job that the Atlanta Falcons got when Brady was on his last season. That was complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah,
but that's repeating the dead horse.
Now, also let me also bring up. We said that a trade happened. Trey Lance was traded to the Dallas Cowboys
for fourth. And
I know some people.
Go ahead. My bad. I was gonna talk about the trade, but it is a solid trade when you think about it. If Trey Lance doesn't show up as well as we think he will, he's just backup. But my opinion, it should have been for fifth or sixth, because I think a fourth is too high of value for a guy who's fallen that much. If you catch my drift.
I wonder how does Dak Prescott feel?
See, that's the problem with getting Trey Lance for a fourth. Now you've put Dak Prescott in a whole microscope. And that's kind of not fair to him, because there are points where he's not the reason why you lose.
Of course.
Yeah.
Even though he does throw a lot of interceptions.
Yeah, no.
Yes. Now, like I said, so basically the 49ers depth chart is now Brock Purdy,
Darnold. Darnold's on that squad now.
Oh God, I hope it doesn't see Ghost over there on the sideline.
Oh God.
Well, to be fair, I don't think you have to worry about Ghost if you have CMC literally carrying the squad.
CMC, Kittle, Ayuk, Samuel. I think that Darnold will be fine. The joke is with San Fran, you can place any quarterback or any person in that system as QB, and as long as they're willing to listen, they will succeed.
But I think also, I saw this meme, and it says Trey Lance is going to go from losing in the conference finals, sitting on the sidelines, to losing in the divisional round, sitting on the sidelines. So
unfortunate for him.
I mean, it's unfortunate what's going on. I mean, sad but true. But hey, it's the NFL for you. That's a reason how come it says not for long. And like we said, the season starts next Thursday with the make sure the kickoff game. I want to see who's playing in that kickoff game. Yeah, it's going to be the Lions and the Chiefs next Thursday.
Oh, Jesus Christ! We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with cocaine snorting in the nose at full speed. All right.
We are going.
I hope you enjoy your free points
and fireworks, bro.
Along with you, Brandon, because I know you got Kelsey.
Let's throw Jared Goff at Patrick Mahomes and see what happens. Oh, you gonna get fireworks? Just depends on which way it goes.
Yeah. Really.
Jamal, it's gonna go everywhere. What's your excuse?
Yeah, the thing is the Trey and Casey are two of the most well-drilled offenses in the league, so it's just gonna be literally fireworks shooting all across the field and leaving not a single blade of grass left. I was gonna go.
What grass? What grass are you talking about? Turf?
the thing is also.
Oh crap! He still exists.
Sooner or later, what will happen though is that the league will
so they
change
just
to grass
like
because
your
of
career. Oh
2026.
wait.
So I think we all know what's coming in 2026, right?
Mm-hmm.
The NFL has to change certain stadiums in their league to grass to accommodate FIFA. So that's why I kind of use grass still. So, but for me, I was actually, instead of looking at the roster mania that's happening now, I'm actually looking to the future and what potential we could see out of the potential college guys coming up. And one name in particular immediately took my attention. Son of NFL Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison is actually in this draft class. He is currently at Ohio State, listed at 6'3", 205. What team do you think most likely needs a receiver when it comes down to it?
Number one, good question. Number two, great segue. Because we got college football going up in full steam this weekend. As a matter of fact, Ohio State just named a new QB to replace CJ Stroud. It's Kyle McCord. So let me make sure I get to know this guy. Yeah, Kyle McCord is going to be the starting quarterback for the first game of the season against Indiana. So it's going to be a very interesting game. See how he'll do. And you mentioned about what's his name, Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Thank you. I think if he does well, if he performs well this season, I could definitely see him, being the number one overall draft pick.
I could see it, but then there's also two other people we have to think about. Both quarterbacks. You have Caleb Williams and Drake May. In my opinion, based off of just position alone, the highest I could see Harrison going, even if he has a legendary year, is number 3. And that is literally because, these two potentially generational quarterbacks are sitting in college right now. Caleb Williams out of USC, Drake May out of North Carolina. Keep your eye on them. See how they do this year. If Williams has another year like he had in the previous, which I will search up the statistics for you guys now, which I think he will. In my opinion, I think he will. We potentially see him go number 1. We see him easily go number 1. Because it's just quarterback. So his I'm looking at it. Career stats. His previous year was 4,537 yards, 42 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on a 66.6 completion percentage.
That's pretty good.
That is really good. So if he has another year like that, he easily goes number 1.
Now,
what team would get him? That's the question.
I think I think Tennessee. I think Tennessee are going to actually try and tank hard this year. And if they don't want Williams, they can take Drake May, who had a pretty similar year.
I don't think Tennessee are going to tank that hard, though.
Well, I think
yes, they are, because you trust Ryan Tannehill to go another season.
Here's my thing. There's one team in particular that I think people should not be paying attention to as far as tanking. Are we forgetting that the Arizona Cardinals are in a massive downward spiral?
Oh yeah, no, those guys are.
Oh no, we haven't forgot about them. We just overlooked them because of the Falcons.
Also, the Cardinals are relevant, to be honest.
That's exactly why Caleb Williams would be on their radar.
Why would Caleb want to actually sign for them outside of just pure money? Because also Kyler exists. So what? They're gonna trade Kyler?
Yes.
So you say they trade Kyler to tank, pick up Caleb Williams, and then what?
From everything that has been gathered with Arizona, them going from Kyler to Caleb is not that crazy of a surprise, especially if they are trying to tank.
It wouldn't, but I also feel like Tennessee. I feel like Tennessee are also just like realistically a very aging roster. They're very old. Like, do not think of it. Tannehill's what, 36, 37, 35?
Around that age, I'm gonna take a look at it in a minute now.
They also just got D-Hop, And I don't think you're gonna waste D Hop's time by tanking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it also just could be a matter of circumstance. They potentially just go for a quarterback
Again?
and then they go try and
Again,
go
if
for
you're D Hop, I'm not signing on a team that is tanking. You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
They're going to try.
They'll
I think,
try,
yeah,
but
They may not
well,
succeed, but they'll try.
Yeah, well, hold on, gentlemen. I think another thing to consider, as you all brought up, DeAndre Hopkins signed a contract to be with the Tennessee Titans, and I'm pretty sure he wanted to be with a team that wants to win a championship. And I'm pretty sure Derrick Henry wants to win a championship as well. Nobody wants to be on a team that's going to tank throughout the entire season. That's Arizona's job. Now, I think, unfortunately for Arizona, Kyler Murray is still out. He's still injured. So, he's
I'm looking
he's
at
35. Pedro. Pedro.
10 out 35.
Tannehill's 35.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's 35.
There's just all the incentives, just like, even if it's for a year, like try and drop, either get May, either guys like May, Williams or Ewers.
Pedro, with all due respect, I don't see the Titans going to tank whatsoever. I don't see it.
You have too much people on that roster to even try to tank.
I
would just look
have
bad.
looked at the current draft order, and the funny thing is, Arizona's projected the top 2 picks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well,
because their picks
time
gonna be
out, Pedro. I think Arizona's going to Arizona. I mean, let's just be honest with ourselves, because number one, who's the quarterback for the Cardinals?
It ain't McCoy anymore.
Because it's a question mark, because Colt McCoy is gone. So now you have to wonder, Reggie, who's going to be the quarterback now? Because Kyler Murray is still out. You don't have a running game.
James Conner is a running game. That guy, he's
okay.
He
is sufficient. He's sufficient. Do I think he'll solve all of Arizona's problems?
Hell no.
No. And I think, and who's going to catch the ball? I can't name a receiver.
They have Hollywood Brown, and pretty much that's it.
Poor guy. He's going to be out there by himself.
You mean the guy that the Ravens finessed?
Yeah.
How did the Ravens win that trade and we have no wide receivers? Yeah. That is embarrassing.
But to go back to like stuff with the draft, even though it's so early in the year, it's currently Arizona holding the top 2 picks because they traded with Houston in this past draft to get their pick next year, which is projected to. Then it's Tampa, LA, Indy, Washington. It's like
Pedro, let's discuss that. Pedro, let's discuss that when the season is over. Because I think it's a little bit too soon to talk about it now. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit too early to discuss it now. So let's wait till the season's over, or at least midway through the season, before we start throwing up suggestions. Let's see how some of these players in the college games, see how they perform during the season. Because we know this season is going to be completely different. It's the end of an era for some of these teams, because they're going to leave whatever their conference they're in. This is going to be the last year for them, because we know Texas and Oklahoma, they're on their way. They're going to go to the SEC next year,
and a couple teams in the pack are going to the Big 12.
And so on and so forth. I mean, we pretty much been talking about that constant. Now, speaking of Oklahoma, I saw this one particular. There's this one particular player's name. It still cracks me up, but this is his actual name, General Booty.
God.
That's his name. General Axel Booty.
I would be childish, but I'm not going to, because I feel like he already is going to get enough of it.
Sometimes
that is a wild name. People. That is a wild name, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine? Booty just got hit. Oh boy,
no.
Booty just got sacked.
Okay.
Carter, can you do me a favor?
This guy.
Stop.
There's another guy with another funny name, Kool-Aid McKinstry, cornerback out of Alabama.
Excuse me?
Yup. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Dang.
Hold on. Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Yes.
Who named a child Kool-Aid?
Probably the same person.
Hold on. I hate to ask the question, but what skin color is he?
I'll search.
Hey, let's see if my screen can share here. Come on, damn it!
Oh dear Jesus.
There it is.
Oh dear Jesus. Yep.
Oh God, this is gonna turn to
Oh,
No, we are not doing this. We are not doing this.
I
are not doing
and I
this.
was like, oh,
oh God, it's gonna be just
No.
it's gonna be just like something you see on the Breakfast Club. Guess
Oh
what
my
race it is?
god!
We're not doing this now. I'm gonna stop myself before I say something that gets this whole thing in trouble. No.
Yeah, that got us canceled. That's great.
Let's leave that alone. Let's leave it alone.
That is a minefield
I
I don't want to touch.
I gotta do it. Why did his parents take one sip of Kool-Aid and think, oh, let's name my child that?
Nah, that's devious, mate. That's devious.
I don't know, Jamal.
That is evil as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Now we can leave it alone before I say something crazy.
Before the fucking gasket.
Yeah, we do got some games coming up this week in the college football realm, including I'm just gonna run through some of these. We got Florida go play against Utah over in Salt Lake City. It's gonna be on ESPN on Thursday.
That's not a real state.
Huh?
It's not a real state.
I said Utah.
That's not a real state.
That's not a real state.
Bullshit, it is.
Somebody will get the reference.
Oh fuck! I mean, that's like saying. I mean, here's the thing. I don't believe Ohio's a state, so.
Ohio's a state. It's just full of carnies, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Proceed on.
Ohio and Florida shouldn't exist.
Now,
anyways.
Michigan is playing this weekend, but Jim Harbaugh is going to be out is going to be suspended for the first 4 games of the season.
Oh no, that's sad. Anyways.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, real good. Speaking of Jim Harbaugh said something about what's going on in college football.
Yeah, he didn't really understand what was going on there.
It said. He said, and I quote, this when he was talking about the state of college football. He said, and I quote, "I don't understand how the NCAA, TV networks, conferences, and schools can continue to pull in millions of the efforts of college students across the country without sharing ever-increasing revenue." Well, he does have a point. Which is sad but true. He does have a point because the NCAA, what's the word I'm looking for?
They're
greedy.
They leech off these poor kids, man. They pretty much do. As you see in the parentheses, I'm going to college, and I'm not even going to touch anything near the NCAA, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You can count me out. Oh, but if you want to know what college I'm going to, I'm going to St. Peter's. I'm going to be a Peacock.
Yes.
I hope you don't become a diva like Antonio Brown. Anyway.
Shut the fuck up about that, man.
Enough.
We've spoken about it.
Also,
I think I pissed off Paige. Fuck, am I dead?
Deion Sanders is going to make his debut in Colorado as head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes when they play against TCU this Saturday. By the way, TCU's former QB Max Duggan is cut. Sad face for him. But those are some of the games in which some of you can look forward to as college football gets underway, and gets underway at full steam ahead. Now, let's go ahead and shift focus, gentlemen, off to the hardwood. Take your pick which one you want to go first.
NBA or college basketball? What we talking?
Let's go international.
Oh, the FIBA World Cup.
Yeah, because from what I know, the second round is nearly filling up quick as we got some teams that are already automatically in for the second round. Italy is one, surprisingly.
The Dominican Republic, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's another.
Without end them all.
Serbia just need the win, and they top the group.
Germany's also in, along with Australia, Montenegro, Lithuania.
Just dominate that group. It looks like.
Lithuania is in.
Let me interrupt, Brandon, because last night Team USA beat the living daylights out of Greece.
They did.
109 to 81.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And speaking of Greece, they're going to be facing New Zealand who's going to be joining with the USA to the second round.
Yeah, basically winning in.
Yeah, that's the situation we got.
Yeah. The leader of that game for the US was actually Austin Reeves.
Yeah, it's the Los Angeles Laker.
5 and 6.
The Los Angeles Laker right there, Austin Reeves.
In a couple of scores that ended today, we have a 26-point thrashing that the Canadians dropped on the Latvians. My apologies. Lithuania.
Yeah, speaking of Latvia, Latvia and Canada are in.
Oh, that game qualified them both. Yeah. They did.
Yeah, that Latvia.
Yeah.
Latvia defeated France.
Yeah, Latvia.
So
that means France is out.
They have talent. Like I see some players that are NBA level. You have Davis Bertans, Radians Kuruks, who are both NBA players. Bertans, I believe, still is one current.
Don't forget Rudy Gobert.
That's French. Yes. Gobert is French, but that game was easily just dominated by Gilgeous Alexander. 27, 6 and 6 in 30 minutes is average for him. But how in heaven did France get? So they lost to Latvia by 2, and then the Canadians just destroyed them. They beat Lebanon, and they have Iran to play, and then Sunday will be.
Iran is already out, and now it comes down to between the Ivory Coast and Brazil to join with Spain, who's automatically in the second round.
Spanish are always pretty good in international basketball.
Yeah.
They're a very solid squad. Like they are in football. They're just a very team-based style. Like they're a really good team, but they don't have that much individual talent if you compare it to like France or something like that.
Gotcha.
If you're talking about just pure European ball.
So the World Cup is looking very interesting and going into round 2. One thing is the U.S. probably might win.
Even with this roster they brought, that isn't like as dominant as you would think it would be, but it is still an incredibly solid roster filled with NBA talent.
Yeah, there's something to consider. Anyway, let's go ahead and head out to the Diamond.
Oh. Hey. Okay. I'm so happy for this one. I can't see what kind of feeling we got today, huh?
Well, we got 2 dumpster fires. Apparently, we got 2 fire sales going on both coasts. So let's start off going off in the West Coast because the Anaheim Angels decided to give 5 players the boot. I mean, and listen
one of them Shohei.
No.
But listen to the story. Listen to the story, and I'll explain. The Anaheim Angels, the Los Angeles Angels, placed nearly a quarter of their roster on waivers Tuesday, including Lucas Lito?
Lucas Giolito, yes. That's how you pronounce it.
Relievers Matt Moore and Renato Lopez, and outfielders Hunter
Renfro.
And Randall
Ah,
Grichuk.
Grichuk.
So they have at least 5. Oof. I tell you what, I don't know. Well, I tell you what's going to happen. Artie Moreno is having a sense of deja vu. I mean, because he knows chances are he's not going to keep Shohei, and let's be honest, the Angels pretty much ruined him at this point. Because we know he's done pitching.
That may be like his pitching career over with that UCL injury, especially since if he continues to bat.
Yeah. So, but his pitching for the season, that's over. And now here's the thing: if I'm the Angels, and Brandon, you brought this up, they should have traded away Shohei Ohtani at this point.
Exactly. They should have. That's the issue.
They pushed, and then he broke. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So, and like Tree brought up, they said they killed him. They really, really killed him. And I thought the Indianapolis Colts were the glue factory. I just think that
was so hard.
Yeah, I just think
fuck
that.
You, Brandon. I said that first.
Easy, fellas. But I just think that it's unfortunate for what's going on in Anaheim. So now, I mean, nothing more can be said about the Angels. Their season is pretty much toast at this point. Now, also, and I think that this you was discussing about this, Brandon.
Yeah.
The New York Yankees have given Josh Donaldson his walking papers after less than 2 seasons. He's going through it has to be the worst season in his career, and the Yankees gave him the boot.
I think Donaldson should just tie him up at this point. How many years he's had in his career? Like 15 plus? What a career from him. Honestly, should be a Hall of Famer. Should be. Just off of his production alone. But I feel like he may not get it in over others that do retire around this time as well, because this is a very big generation that is like slowly ending their careers. What are we expecting in like 3 years? Scherzer to retire, Verlander to retire. Like, a lot of the great pitchers of this generation that we all know, they should be retiring soon.
Now,
and that's the thing.
Hold on, Pedro. I also need to add the Yankees. They've also placed Harrison Bader. On waivers. So
the Yankees tried to reach when they weren't ready, and it blew up all in their face.
Here's the thing, and I said this on Discord. Now, does Donaldson bear some responsibility in what's going on with the Yankees? Yes. Yes. He does. Hold on. Yes. However, if you want to look for someone to seriously blame the baseball gods, because basically we pretty much seen what happens when the Yankees don't have Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge for the majority of the season.
That's a given.
So, and unfortunately for the Yankees, they're sitting at the bottom of the AL East. And I tell you what, now you in the industry said this: if George Steinbrenner was alive, he would fire everyone
10 times over.
Dig up Billy Martin, fire him, burn him in effigy, and then fire him again. And it's just unfortunate what's going on.
And the Yankees may even be at the bottom of the division for a couple of years, maybe 5 to 10, because literally every other team in the division is rising up in like talent and prevalence as well. Baltimore's a huge example of that. The Orioles look incredible with Rutschman leading the line. Tampa will look good as long as injuries don't hurt them so much like a team in Buffalo in another league.
Hal Steinbrenner is no George Steinbrenner. I think that he's more focused on the bottom line. Just like the owner of the Detroit Tigers. He's more focused on the bottom line, how much money they're bringing in. So, then again, these are the Yankees. Now, also, I need to discuss this because I missed most of this. I missed most of this last week, mainly because last week I had a cold. As if you could I still have some of it, but I'm fine. We're
Let's get
seeing,
that episode 90 out of the way.
yeah, we're seeing teams that's basically threatening to relocate, to pack up and move. Because Milwaukee is threatening. Baltimore's lease with Camden Yards is up at the end of the season, this upcoming season.
What a sales pitch to give them the city then.
And I have no idea. The White Sox are talking about leaving Guaranteed Rate Field. We already know the A's are getting ready to leave Oakland.
They're probably going to Vegas.
So, and this has to be an alarming rate of what's going on in Major League Baseball. You don't see too many of the. Well, we can't forget about Tampa Bay and their empty tomb of a stadium, Tropicana Field. But I think that
it's sad because it's got a Stingray tank.
Well, that depends on who you ask. But I think that unfortunately, and I know Rob Manfred is talking about he wants to do an expansion. Wants to expand baseball. But he wants to get the home the situations with their home stadiums taken care of first before they discuss expansion.
Which is incredibly smart. Because if your foundation is unstable, why bring new things on top of the foundation?
That is true. That is very, very true. But let me go ahead and get to the point to which I was trying to make. First of all, if I'm Rob Manfred, I tell my teams, I said, look, you have a lease with these cities. Please honor these leases. Don't try to move the teams. They're perfectly fine where they are. Now, I know that some of these places like Milwaukee, basically, I think what Milwaukee's asking for is like $290 million to improve. And by the way, I finally found out the name of the stadium. It's American Family Field. I wish they could have stuck with Miller Park, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But they want to make some improvements on the stadium because Miller Park is beginning to show its age. But it's just frustrating of what's going on in baseball, and you kind of hope that someone gets to the bottom of it, and fix this before teams start packing up and move. But that's a topic which we're discussing the other day. Let's go ahead and run through some scores before we turn out the lights here. Let's go ahead and run through some scores. First and foremost,
Let's do it.
we got the Battle of Florida, the Sunshine Series between the Rays and the Marlins. That game is in the middle of the fourth.
2-1 Marlins down in Lone Depot Park.
Also, we got going on in the bottom of the second. The Nationals are leading the Blue Jays 2-0. I think Blue Jays player Bo Bichette is on the IR again.
It's happening in Toronto. Go down
so also going on, we got the Angels leading the Phillies in the top of the fifth. We got the Angels leading the Phillies 4-2 at Citizens Bank Field.
Yeah. And then the Yankees are heading to Detroit to face the Tigers at Comerica Park, and they're up 2-0, bottom of the fifth.
After 3 innings in Baltimore, White Sox are leading the Orioles 1-0.
It's in Camden Yards.
We also have going on, we got Astros are leading the Red Sox 2-0.
Heading up north, right into Fenway Park. Where that one goes bottom of the second. And then the Mets, they're playing an interleague series, and it's against the Texas Rangers up at Citi Field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that game is scoreless at the moment.
Yeah.
Also, this game just got started, by the way. We got the Guardians and the Twins.
Yeah, at Target Field. And another game that's just started, and it's down to
Padres
St.
and
Louis
Cardinals.
Stadium. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got a couple of key games coming up later on. We got the Brewers and the Cubs at Wrigley.
Yeah. So
Milwaukee,
side, yeah.
I think they beat.
Oh, this is your time to soak your ego about Chicago.
Yeah, I think the Brewers beat the Cubs last night. I'm pretty sure somewhere Cody is crying into a keg of beer.
Like a whole bottle of whiskey.
Another game that's coming up. It's down to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City as the Royals play host to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And if I'm right, one more loss for KC means that they're out of the running, right?
I mean, they're already out of it.
They're pretty much out at this point. The only way they make the playoffs is if everybody else fall off the side of the earth.
Yeah, basically, if all just died immediately.
Yeah. We got coming up later on over at Coors Field. We got the Braves and the Rockies.
It's fitting. It's called what's it called? Coors Field.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fitting. Every time the Rockies play, you always want to drive yourself to the liquor cabinet.
Nah.
Hey, the Brewers do that same job as well. So you got two teams that want to drive you to the liquor cabinet.
Oh, good. Well, okay. To be fair, Milwaukee is the city of beer, so they make beer there.
Yeah.
We also got coming up over at T-Mobile Park. We got the A's and the Mariners.
Yeah.
Mariners are leading the. Go ahead, Jose.
I'm surprised that the Mariners are at that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it that way to you.
Yeah.
I think Carter, you're going to talk about.
Yeah. Mariners are leading the AL West. We'll get to the standings in a few. We also got the team Jose loves to hate. The Reds. They're gonna play.
The talent is so good, but the owner is so bad.
Yeah. The Reds and the Giants are gonna do battle at the Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And down in the Dodger Stadium, you got those damn Dodgers taking on the D-backs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Get the standings up, Jose.
We're in there now. All right.
Let's
more about the top of the AL East.
Whoa, Jose, make it a little bit bigger.
All right. All right. Can I kick it off?
Make it a little bit bigger.
All right. Oh, a little bit bigger, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what he said.
All right, let's go ahead, Jose.
All right, Baltimore is leading the AL East by, I believe, 2 games over Tampa Bay.
2.5.
Toronto is still 2.5 games over Baltimore. It's behind Baltimore, excuse me. Ugh. Toronto's still in the middle, but they're slow. But then I don't know if they might be catching up at this point against Tampa Bay. So then the Yankees, we might as well not talk about them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Considering what the hell they're doing, I don't know what. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Yep. Now hold on. Let's stick to the AL East for a second. Now I'm
By the way,
impressed that,
nice. Yeah. Anyways,
now let me go ahead. Hold on, Jose. Hold on.
Get back
now,
up.
I think that first of all, Baltimore 82 wins. Chances are they will make the playoffs. You kind of get the feeling they're going to be there. Both them and the Rays, they're going to be there. That's going to be the toughest 2
But
teams.
the thing is, can
absolutely
Baltimore get past the division series because you know they tend to flop there.
To be honest with you, I'm going to say yes, but just barely. Okay.
Now, over in the AL, oh my God,
Comedy
they
Central.
killed Kenny, you bastards!
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Minnesota is leading the Guardians, leading the division here in the Central.
The Minnesota's the only team that's got a winning record right now.
Yeah, Detroit. Yeah, they're only over 500. Well, not. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Detroit, the White Sox, and the Warriors are just there.
They are.
Now
Can we
I
talk
kind of
about?
feel.
Can
Hold on,
we
Jose.
talk? Sorry about
Hold
that.
on,
Sorry.
Jose. Hold on, because
Sorry.
I kind of feel. I feel bad for I feel bad. I feel bad for Cabrera. I mean, I think this is his final season, and for him to be on a team like this is disappointing. I mean, sheesh. Now we know the White Sox, they cleaned house. They fired the president and the general manager, and they bring in someone they brought in somebody from the retirement home to help watch over the
I have a question.
yeah.
Does his name end with Russo?
Yeah.
Who let Grandpa out of the retirement home again?
Oh, dear God.
Let's head down to the AL West.
All right, Seattle is at the top of the West, over to Texas too, which is actually kind of shocking because Texas is a game behind, I believe, behind Seattle.
Texas and Houston.
And I just said this in the beginning of the season. Do
not sleep on Houston.
Exactly.
It's a little 3-horse race to get the wild card and the division, which is scary.
It is just the fact of the matter that Houston, even if you shoot them 20 times, will just still keep walking.
Oh yeah.
So basically,
the Angels are.
Hold on. Excuse me, Jose. So basically, Seattle did a Texas two-step.
Basically,
just Fargo, but both of them.
Basically,
that's a great job by the Mariners.
Absolutely. The Angels are still hanging on, but the Oakland, they exist somehow. I don't know. For the National League, go. The Braves are leading the AL East over the Phillies.
You know something? Hold on, because you look at the Braves and the way how they're doing it. We pretty much know they're going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, but
remember what I said. Remember what I said, though.
Remember what I said, though. If it doesn't matter how the record you get in the regular season, if you can't perform it in the playoffs as well as you did there, you're screwed.
Yeah.
I also remember you saying to never sleep on the Mets. Well, apparently all of New York was sleeping on the Mets because they're absolutely dog shit.
Wait. Hold on. How is everyone sleeping on the Mets and they're playing in the city that never sleeps?
Well, think about it.
They're a clown show.
Now,
New York really don't care about clown shows.
In the central Milwaukee, you know what? Don't look now, but the Brewers are on a 9-game winning streak.
When's it gonna get broken?
And that's a scary thing because this is that point where the Brewers had to do that. They had to get the streak going because Lord knows what the hell's going to happen once playoff starts.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati is in the middle with 68, 65. Chicago is behind Milwaukee's. No, Chicago Cubs, excuse me.
Games.
Are behind. Yeah, they're behind Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My question: do you think Cincinnati might sneak by Chicago?
Oh.
If they keep their torch streak, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
All right.
Pittsburgh. Hold on. First of all, the Reds are on a 2-game losing streak. Number one. Number two. It's a very serious question mark. If I'm Cincinnati, I'd be more focused on trying to keep up with whoever's going to come out of getting the wild, because the other wild card could be coming out from the NL West, because the Dodgers are leading that division, but now Arizona and San Francisco are putting up some teeth. Dodgers pretty much got this division on lockdown.
San Diego, where are you?
San Diego, 20 games out.
Yeah. And Colorado, they're just there.
Yeah,
Colorado is just waiting for Shove Russell to come out of that kitchen.
and then Colorado just is sitting there in their own circle of hell.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like that dog. It's really like the dog on farmer. Like, this is fine.
Yeah. All right, then, Jose. You go ahead and do that, Queen. I think that overall, though, all I gotta say is this is the point to where we begin to separate the men from the boys.
Absolutely.
We begin to separate the pretenders from the contenders. And when we come back here next Tuesday, we're gonna be in September, and this is when we're really going to see a clear line form, and we're going to see somebody emerge victorious in this thing.
Absolutely. The autumn air is getting crispier by the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and close our bar. I tell you guys what. Long September, because we got college football, we got the NFL coming, we got
America's favorite attention whore.
I just don't know what to say at that point. But we want to thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, to our show this evening. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules. I want to thank Pedro for joining us here tonight.
A la orden, me llama.
Yeah, gracias. That being said, we thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for taking time out of your busy schedule. If you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so that you'll be notified whenever we go live, whenever we stream. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 91 is in the books. We're getting ourselves ready as we're making the slow march to number 100. And we're going to try to continue on that pursuit. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, for Cody, for Brandon, for Jose, and also let me also go ahead and throw this in. I want to thank Jamal for joining us as well. So let me go ahead and throw that in. So everyone here in the barn,
and Pedro.
Yeah. For everyone here in the barn, I am Sakai saying thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and please. Remember, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Till then, good night, everybody.
Good night. And my Snorlax has a nightcap on.
What?
I don't know.